It's me and you, boy. And as the years go by.
I know many people find Luxo Jr.'s booty shake all cute and stuff, but I think he or she is just obnoxiously waving their shiny metal ass in my face after taking 45 seconds to get through just 2 logos.
Billy, go, Gruff, raise the blinds.
I mean, the blinds are right there, and Woody and Peep aren't doing anything else. Wouldn't it be easier to just do it yourself? Or did you need a quick character introduction joke for a 3-headed sheep? I've said it before, I'll say it again. Slinky Dog Slink should be as slack as a geriatric barrel of ex-monkiness? How does Andy's mom not see Slinky Dog's spring falling out an open window? A window she should definitely be wondering how it's open since it's pouring rain and Andy's sister is still too young to open it herself.
Sometimes they get left in the yard or put in the wrong box.
And that box gets taken away.
And then the new owners see the toy and tell the previous owner, hey, I think you accidentally put Andy's toy in here. And then that toy is returned. This is why brains are important. As terribly depressing as this moment is, it's visually stunning. The entire rain sequence is a reminder of how far digital animation has come since we first laid eyes on Woody.
There you are! Mom, I found him! Oh, good.
Andy put Woody on his bed with the rest of the toys, but finds him in the driveway in the rain. I'm guessing that finding Woody in unexpected places has been a recurring mystery in his childhood. How has he never questioned this phenomenon? We've gone back 9 years to revisit Andy's childhood when we already left his childhood in the previous movie. How many nostalgic playing with my Woody moments do we really need? Also, don't let the nostalgic crack of Randy Newman singing You've Got a Friend in Me distract you from the fact that this is basically an overlong credit sequence that amounts to those catch-up montages Netflix shows you when a new season of your favorite show drops.
Keep it to a dull roar, Rex. Deep breaths, Jesse. Deep breaths. Settle down, Slink.
Why are they freaked out about being in a closet? Isn't most of a toy's life spent in dark, confined spaces? We've seen them in toy boxes and moving boxes before, and no one seemed bent out of shape about it then. Also, when they aren't being played with, are they forced to be awake? Can't they just assume a comatose position and ride out any boring parts in the sweet embrace of inanimate nothingness? Based on the rules established in this universe, why aren't these playing cards alive?
What you gonna name it?
What about Dusty?
Francis. Harry.
How loud is this conversation exactly? Because those toys obviously don't care if they're hurt.
Hey, Woody, here.
But shouldn't Jesse leave that on since Bonnie put it that way? As concerned as they seem to be about getting caught, you'd think they might not want to make obvious changes like that. And sure, a 5-year-old probably won't remember and no one would believe them if they did, but why risk it? Damn, Pixar gets emotion, don't they? The first day at kindergarten section is heart-wrenchingly poignant and proof that Pixar can still hack the human heart. Consider my frayed heartstrings sufficiently tugged, you bastards.
Hi.
And the director said, just in case him ignoring her and taking away her supplies isn't enough, let's remind the audience that even 6-year-old assholes have to be eating an apple. Ah yes, a trick. I'm sure this will happen many more times in this movie. So let's just add 10 sins for the someone should absolutely notice this moving toy beneath or beside it bull. Junk drawer, Jesus, in Hasbro heaven. Look at all these toys. This is the problem when you keep making sequels and add new characters each time. Now everyone needs a few lines and sufficient screen time to justify inclusion. So you end up paying Jeff Garlin a boatload of money to just come in and say random things into a microphone.
Why does he want to go to the trash?
Because he was made from trash.
I mean, sure, and you were likely made from Taiwanese plastic. But I don't see you subconsciously booking a flight to Taipei. Plus, Buzz woke up with a full awareness of his toy's backstory and catchphrases, so I think the sentience rules in this universe remain unclear.
When she started playing with him, she had the biggest smile on her face.
How is Forky's mouth clay staying attached to his face? And how is he able to shape it into different expressions on the fly?
Forky? Where are you, Forky? There you are.
Why is Forky not jumping back into the trash here? We know that the toys control their own playing dead moments, but Forky hasn't bought into any of that, doesn't even want to be a toy, and is completely focused on getting to the trash can. So why is he going limp like the rest of the toys whenever Bonnie is looking?
You need help with him on the road trip?
Why would Woody be going on the road trip? Bonnie said,
I'm gonna bring Dolly and Buttercup and Forky.
And Woody isn't mentioned, which isn't a surprise considering they've already established that Woody isn't her favorite toy right now. The meat mountain is suspiciously cheap for having 2 kinds of meat, multiple buns, tons of veggies, and must require 5 minutes to assemble, not to mention the strange container that would have to be custom made to fill it. What is Bonnie doing right now? She leaves the trailer and immediately comes back. Is it because she doesn't know how to use the camera? Or is the movie saying she jumped out of an RV, snapped a photo of the canyon, then ran back to the vehicle in under 3 seconds? Mind you, she is a Kodak Cliff, can barely see over the wall, and is maybe 6 or 7 years old. Where are her goddamn parents? This is an abduction, and this fork is either going to learn to love its captors or get mad enough to stab someone. I'm game for the second. I swear the last 5 minutes of this movie has been comprised of Forky getting lost, people looking for him, then finding him in some random spot that makes no sense, and nobody questioning how he got there.
I know you weren't around when Andy was little, but I don't remember it being this hard.
Were you in charge of Andy? Was Andy a newly sentient fork whose sole purpose was to throw himself in the trash? How are the two things even comparable?
The voice inside of you. Who do you think it is?
Is Buzz still an idiot? because he certainly should know a common figure of speech like this by now. Force B-plot has to force its B in my plot, I guess.
I am not a toy. I'm a spork. Be quiet. I was made for soup, salad, maybe chili, and then the trash.
The ramifications of Forky having an awareness of his purpose even before he became sentient are terrifying. This means on some level your toilet paper is sentient and well aware of the it's about to go through. I never thought I'd see an animated version of The Road, but here we are.
Who does she sleep with every night?
The big white fluffy thing?
No, not her pillow.
So, you know the words big, fluffy, white, but not pillow? And later, you even correct Woody about the difference between a merry-go-round and a carousel. So, pillow should definitely be in your vocabulary. Oh no, there's light coming from that window behind me. I better pause dramatically and take a look back. I know it seems like an everyday thing that wouldn't catch anyone's attention, but what if there's an important plot turn that needed to happen? Once he goes in this mail slot, he has no plan on how to get back out again. Believe me, everyone needs an escape plan when antiquing.
Is that Bo?
Movie is great news for the throng of people who thought the one thing the Toy Story universe needed was jump scares and an Annabelle vibe.
Any sign of Woody?
Failed Viagra slogans.
The slingshot maneuver is all we've got. Full speed ahead.
Very specific instructional recording in a toy is strangely specific and instructional.
Hello, Mr. Cowboy. How are you today?
Of all the carnival and RV parks and all the towns and all the world, Woody just happens to stumble into Bo, and not just any Bo Peep, the Bo Peep. Are discarded playground toys a thing? I mean, I found a shovel in the sandbox once, but never anything of substance. Of course, it's quite possible I was too busy applying salve on my third-degree burns from sliding down the metal slide to notice, so we'll just make this sin about public playgrounds in general. I'll hand it to you, the frisbee definitely blocks one side of the world from seeing you, but not the other. Ew!
I've been practicing. How do I look?
Practicing for what? Tea time? But if she's playing with you, you can't be doing any motions, right? So again, I inquire, practicing for what?
When my voice box is fixed.
So why don't you just remove your broken voice box and talk with your voice you're using now? As the first Toy Story demonstrated, humans can hear you just like when you were talking to your toy friends. So why not just act like a toy but speak when your string is pulled? And if you really want to fool people who think your voice is too real, you can simply disconnect the voice box so that if anyone checks to see if you have one, they'll see it in there and ask no further questions unless they're a sicko. Worker at a place where lots of stuff is going down is wearing headphones and can't hear any of the crazy madness cliche.
Why are you so bad at driving? You got 6 eyes.
That's a highest. Also, better question, how do they see out of this skunk car?
Trust me, I've been there. And you know about me and He-Man. I'm not proud.
Movie hints at a Giggles He-Man hookup without sharing any of the graphic details, and I, for one, am dissatisfied.
What you looking at, Sheriff?
Yeah, Woody, how's the Bo peeping? Woody, 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 Woody.
Meteor shower. Look out.
Woody? Good work, inner voice.
Who are these guys?
Well, Woody, they're additional secondary comic relief characters to help an established property feel fresh and younger. In the industry, it's known as pulling a poochie. Granted, they are a hilarious poochie to pull, but a poochie has been pulled nonetheless.
Go back in time and warn Woody about the
That's
future.
crazy. I'm a flat earther.
Was that a True Detective reference in a kid's movie? Because I think that was a True Detective reference in a kid's movie.
Oh my maker! That sheep has 3 heads.
No.
They've been on the roof working toward a plan for several minutes and just noticed this. Okay, Pixar's just showing off now, because that is basically a photorealistic cat. Part of me wants to take off some sins for this incredible digital artistry, but the larger part of me is instead going to sin it because why do cats need to look real? But the humans still look like clumps of plasticine with facial features attached.
Is that how we look on the inside?
Apart from this toy horror moment, I was just wondering what makes any toy sentient. Is it a name on the foot? Because not all the toys have that. Is it his eyes? Not all the toys have eyes. Is it being loved by a human? Not all toys have been loved by humans. What is the rule? Also, I was thinking about Mrs. Potato Head and her eyeball. If she had to have a replacement eyeball, does that mean that she'd be looking out of another potato's eyes? Or does it acclimate to her toy spirit after being pressed into her eye socket? Is there a Wiki page for this?
What are we doing?
Shh. Just stand there and be quiet.
Why is Bo so insistent on not making a peep about her plan? In the real world, plans work better when you communicate them to the others involved. But in movies, characters are left in the dark for maximum delayed discovery emotional impact. This, as it continues to remind us, is a movie.
Woody, me.
Duke Kaboom, Canada's greatest stuntman.
Yes, I love Keanu too, and Duke is a blast in this, but the movie is introducing new characters so often I can hardly keep track of who's who. What is this, a presidential primary race?
I had a kid. Rajon was so excited when he got me after Christmas.
Another kid not playing with a toy anymore guilt trip. More like a guilt skip, am I right?
But when Rajon realized I couldn't jump as far as the toy in the commercial.
After one try?
Got a ride.
Yes.
So can Woody choose which recording plays when he fingers his ring and tugs his string? Or is his randomizer calibrated for maximum convenience? One of the many things that irritate me about scenes like this is that I am so distracted by this impossible jump that I can't focus on what the movie wants me to be thinking, which has something to do with wanting to bang a hot toy. This customer is not only buying this wooden duck, but she is very intently examining its backside. This woman's duck obsession has me intrigued enough that I demand the movie follow that story to its completion or face the consequences. There are many things this movie doesn't get right, but this callback to Wally B is a beautiful nod to the rich history of the animators and all they've accomplished. Remove a sin!
You can't teach this old toy new tricks.
Unless there's billions of dollars to be made, in which case, bring on the new tricks.
You're my favorite deputy.
Let's talk about pull string mechanics briefly, shall we? The string is pulled to create spring tension that turns the internal disc, plays the sound, and simultaneously retracts the string. But if the string is not released, the tension can't turn the disc, and therefore can't play the sound. In fact, even if the string starts to retract, and then it starts to play sound, but is stopped part way, the sound immediately stops as well. My point is, we should not be hearing any of Woody's catchphrases as long as his string remains fully extended, and we especially shouldn't be hearing multiple consecutive ones. I'm not so heartless that I wanted Bo and her sheep to shatter here, but those sheep should be porcelain dust, and we all know it. How did changing the tire take this long? It was the middle of the day when Jesse sabotaged you. Also, and this might answer my question, but did he fix the tire without a jack?
It's okay. Any minute now, Bonnie will notice her backpack is missing.
You good, Bonnie?
Yep.
Kids.
Your backpack's in the antique store. Let's go!
Are we pretending that no adults heard that, even though the mother is putting Buzz into this cabinet? If this happened in real life, there would be a nationwide Buzz-burning panic party. The last time we saw this red slap hand, it was stuck to the top of the carousel. How and when was she able to retrieve it? More importantly, how has it kept its tackiness after reuse?
I found this old doll.
You can take it home if you want.
Wow, brutal and strangely beautiful. The movie somehow manages to not only create empathy for its villain, but reminds us that the things we want to fix about ourselves won't fix everything. These Pixar folks might actually know what they're doing.
Forky! Mom, I found him!
For f***'s sake, I know stuff always ends up in weird spots all the time, and nobody ever questions it because the alternative is to think toys are alive, but this backpack was probably searched 100 times before Bonnie's parents gave up and Jesse flattened the tire.
But what about Gabby?
And what about the plush toys from the carnival, and the ones at the rave, and the creepy ventriloquist gang, and anything with eyes?
Too many people. Gonna need an alternate route.
So let's definitely do something impossible, like going on the carousel and making Duke Kaboom try a 40-foot jump. That's a lot easier than some other things we could take 5 minutes to think about.
Recalculating. Take a right.
Knowing where to draw the line on your suspension of disbelief is difficult in talking toy movies, but I'm going to go ahead and draw it somewhere before human believes a completely different voice that doesn't match his GPS screen and also is coming from near his feet instead of the speakers.
Another right!
Right. Take another right.
How does Bonnie's dad hear Mrs. Rex from below but not Buzz from above? If he can hear toys yelling at his feet, shouldn't he be able to hear one yelling that's actually much closer to his ear holes? The real-life physics of a toy this size and weight making this jump would be like a 20-ton city bus jumping a construction site overpass gap without any kind of ramp and maintaining a speed of at least 50 miles per hour on the other side. When all else fails, murder the humans in a horrible vehicular accident. Toy assholes are adorable. I wouldn't trust this little girl, Mom and Dad. Since you're at a carnival and Jordan Peele is a voice in this movie, it could be her doppelganger. I think I understand the braking and acceleration part of how the toys are doing this, but isn't there a steering element as well to get here?
Are we home?
The only way this kid stayed asleep during the insane RV ride is if they spiked her sippy cup. Pretty sure that's illegal.
You've got to be kidding me!
The toys have sown the seeds of distrust in this vehicle so much, it's a sin to drive this trailer home afterwards.
Listen to your inner voice.
Speaking of which, during the horrific surgery scene, why didn't the ventriloquist hooligans let Woody keep his pull string and box components? Gabby showed that most of hers was intact and fine, just one piece wasn't working. If Woody had kept his, he could maybe have it replaced someday. I'd give 1,000 sins off if Bonnie said, "Where's Woody?" right now. He left Bullseye? He left Bullseye? I mean, I can almost get on board with everything else, but there's no way Woody wouldn't have had Bullseye come with it. That breaks the cowboy code. Stallions before galleons, or something.
Do you really have laser eyes?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Forced Keanu.
We're still in the first closet.
There's another closet.
A message from the CinemaSins universe. Hey, did you know that we here at CinemaSins have a podcast?
I did not know that.
It's true. It's called Sincast, and we've been doing it since all the way back in 2015. Seriously.
Excuse me. Exactly how long have I been asleep?
But since you're currently on YouTube, you may prefer to listen to stuff here, right?
You're goddamn right.
For that reason, we're debuting the official Sincast YouTube channel. Yes! You'll be able to listen to sober movie analysis.
This movie does have so many good moments that I do think ultimately it'll be easy for most people to overlook the stuff that doesn't work quite as well.
In-depth dives into a variety of cinematic topics.
No, this movie is absurd. It's my type of absurd, though.
Interviews with amazing guests.
Something in me said, just shut up. And Miss Lansbury said, oh, I couldn't. Well, all right. And she sang the first couple of lines, a cappella, and the place went wild.
And much, much more.
Yeah, it wasn't until I watched you in bed at the hospital that he finally gets the girl at the end.
I want a whole list of alternative titles.
We'll be adding new episodes weekly, and we'll be uploading our backlog of episodes that have been previously published. So, subscribe today, and we hope you enjoy listening as much as we love talking.
That's what I sound like. No! Bill's gonna kill me.
Does someone need a hug?
So your inner voice advises you. What?
Because I'm good enough, I'm smart enough, and doggone it, people like me.
I'm litter!
Forky!
Hello? Anybody?
Who does she sleep with every night?
The big white fluffy thing?
No, not her pillow.
Those aren't pillows.
Oh, I can't believe it.
Bo
Peep. Never...
Ned! Ryerson!
I'm Krusty the Clown, and I don't like you.
Cans!
Oh my God! Oh my God!
There was no big, it was full of cans.
You really have laser eyes.
Yeah.
Wow.